everyone. We are in our journal notes where it says rational numbers journal practice. Rational numbers journal practice. So our job is to change the fractions you see into decimals. So basically all we do, guys, this fraction bar means to divide. So inside, outside, inside, outside. Okay, we're going to divide it. So inside is the 7, outside is the 25. Now, if you need more room, feel free to do it on a separate page, do it in your journal, wherever you want, okay? So we start and we say 25 into 7. We know that won't go. So I have to put a decimal, decimal, and a 0. Now, I like to go on and hold my spot here with a 0 because 25 goes into 7 0 times. Now, normally I list my numbers here, like I might say 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, and so forth, but this is 25, so I just think of quarters, okay? So I think 25 into 70, well, 25 times 2 is 50, 25 times 3 is 75, that's too big, so I can only go 2 times, which is 50. And then I have 20 left. Since I have a remainder, I go on and put another 0 and pull it down. So now 25 into 200. So hopefully you know it, but if not, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 exactly, okay, with nothing left. So my answer for this one is 0 and 28 hundredths, okay? Now, you do the same when you have a mixed number. The only difference is I would go on and put the 4 so that I don't forget it, okay? And by the way, this is called a terminating decimal because it stops, it doesn't go any further. Now we'll see if this one is terminating or if it's repeating, okay? So for this one, we already have the 4, so I'm done with that. Now I just need to do 2 divided by 11, okay? So I'm not going to write my 11s because those are easy. 11 into 2, so I'm going to go on and put that 0, right? Then decimal, decimal, 0. So 11 into 20, 11 times 1 is 11, 11 times 2 is 22, 2 is too big, so I put 1, 11, subtract, you get 9. So since I have a remainder, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Pull it down, 11 into 90, so I know 11 times 8, 88, 11 times 9 is 99, 9 is too big, so 8, 88, 2, that's where I started. So since I have a remainder, 0, 11 into 20, I already know was 1, right? Which was 11, I already did that, which is 9, which is what I got before. And hopefully you can tell this is repeating. It's going to be 0.18, 0.18, 0.18. So after this, you actually put the bar above the 1 and the 8 because they both repeat. If you put the bar just over the 8, that would be 4.1888. That's not what we're looking for here, okay? So you are going to do the next two. The only thing I will say is we do the same thing except we have a negative in front. So put -3. Okay? I'm sorry, -3, and I'll go and put my decimal. And then you divide 7 divided by 8. Now I will say you probably need to do this on a new sheet at this point because you will need some room. If you do it right, you're going to get 3 more digits. Digit, digit, digit. Okay? So you try these two now that you have a couple of examples. Okay. one says change to a simplified fraction. Guys, for this, all you need to know is the place value, okay? So for instance, if you know how to read this, this is 0 and 4 tenths. And then I just simplify it, okay? If it was 0.42, well, that would be 0 and 42 tenths hundredths. That would be 42 hundredths. If it was 0.008 tenths, hundredths, thousandths, it would be 8 thousandths. Okay, so you're just looking at the place value of the last digit, okay? So your job is to simplify this. Hopefully you know these are even. They're both going to divide by 2, so I'll let you get this answer, okay? And you're going to do the same thing here, but go on and put the 1 first. Then it's 28 on top, tenths, hundredths, and 100 on bottom, and then simplify it. Okay. Next one. It says, write all the fractions with a common denominator. Create a number line with equally spaced increments. Plot each fraction showing a dot for each fraction correctly labeled. Okay? So, when you think of a number line, like if I say like from 0 to 1, if I want to break this into 7 parts, okay, I already have my 0, I already have this one, okay, if I want sevenths, like let's say if it was 2 sevenths, okay, I'm not going to put 7 marks, okay, so I already have this, so I'm going to count looking at this space, 1 seventh, 2 sevenths, 3 sevenths, 4 sevenths, 5 sevenths, 6 sevenths, of course, so I did not space that out very well. So let me try again. 0, 1. So let's see, put my mark here about the middle for me. Okay, so I want sevenths, like 2 sevenths. So I'm going to space it a little more. 1 seventh, 2 sevenths, 3 sevenths, 4 sevenths, 5 sevenths, 6 sevenths. And then over here, this would be 7 sevenths because 7 divided by 7 is 1. Okay, so guys, just so you know, sometimes it takes a little trial and error to space it out right, and that is perfectly okay. Okay, so I'm putting my mark on 2 sevenths. So I want you to remember that whatever we are spacing on our number line, make sure we're counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know this is broken into sevenths. Okay. So we want these to have a common denominator. This is important, guys. Common denominator means same size pieces. So I have 5, 10, 2, 5, 10. So some of these repeat. 5, 10, and 2. And then there's another 5 and another 10. So when we want a common denominator, guys, if you know what it is, perfect. Okay, perfect. If not, we write out our multiples. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. And for the sake of space, I'm going to stop here. Normally I take it 5 digits, but I know I don't need that many. 10, 20, 30. I'm just going to stop and see if I have to go further. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm stopping here because now I see 10, 10, and 10. These are all the same. All the same. Okay? That is my common denominator. So once you have your common denominator, you're going to put it here. Now, I'm going to confuse you a little bit, but I'm not going to go in order. The reason I'm not going to go in order is because, look, this already has a 10. So that's going to stay a 3. This doesn't change. This doesn't change. If the numerator doesn't change, the denominator won't change. And I'm going to do this one also because this is a 10. But I am going to remember the negative. Okay? I'm going to go over one of these with you, and then I want you to figure out these two. So, first I'm going to put the negative. I'm going to put it on top so it doesn't mess up with my bar. So, I changed the 5 to a 10. 5 times what is 10? 5 times 2. 2 times 2, 4. So these two are equivalent, okay? Now, you're going to do that for this one and this one, okay? Then what we do know is that this is broken into tenths. So I literally am going to break each of these from here to here into 10 pieces and from here to here into 10 pieces. I need to make sure I count this one, okay? So I'm going to try to find my middle point here. That kind of helps me sometimes. Okay. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 10/10. But these are negative, right? This would be negative 1/10, negative 2/10, but I could simplify that, okay? I'm going to do the same thing up here. I need tenths. Okay, I'm doing tenths because I want all my denominators to be the same. I wanted this to be spaced equally. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and it quite spaced very well, but this is okay. Okay, so 1/10, right? 2/10, 3/10. So my job is to graph these. So for instance, my first one here, this is the one I'm going to graph, is negative 4/10. That's what I found, negative 4/10. This is what it is simplified. So negative 4/10. So I start at 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Right there, this negative 4/10, but I'm going to put the original fraction. Okay, so negative 2/5. Okay, 3/10. Start at 0. 1, 2, 3. This one didn't change. That's the same. 1, 2, 3/10. It goes right there. Okay, so you are going to do 1, 2, and 3 by yourself. Remember, this one's negative and this one's negative. Okay. And the last one says, suppose you buy a 1 25/100 pound package of ham at $5.20 per pound. What fraction of a pound did you buy? So what fraction? So this is my fraction here. Or I could do it as a mixed number. It doesn't matter. So right here, this is, remember, 25. What's the value? What's the place value of the 5? 25/100. Okay. Then I want you to simplify it. If it were me, I would just divide by 25, right? 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25 is 4. So what fraction did I buy? You could say I bought 1 1/4. You could say I bought 1/4. 1/4 is not the full amount. That's just this part. But since we're quite not sure, you could even write that improper. Now, how much money did you spend? Well, you know you spent $5.20, right? That's for the pound. For the 1/4 of a pound, guys, you need to divide this number by 4. Once you do that, you're going to add it here, and that will tell you how much you spent.